Our big treasure is Latin America, but FA is a global agency that works in 120 countries. We are reinforcing also our bureau in Brussels in order to cover European information. There, in the European capital, we have a very important ally, Euractiv. We are looking now for greater projects together. Well, our work in Latin America is not always easy, as you maybe know. We have serious problems in Cuba. Our bureau there has been working with 7 journalists until now. Since the middle of November, we have only two, one journalist and one cameraman with accreditation for working. The government decided in November to withdraw our accreditation without any official explanation. I designated a new bureau chief last July, but he has not received the visa yet. Actually, he is now living in Madrid after leaving Berlin, waiting for a solution. It is a very concerning situation for us. Today, with such a short staff, we cannot cover the news as we used to do. It is impossible to cover all relevant information and maintain our quality. Majority of media in America follow the news from Cuba through the FA agency. We don't want to leave Cuba. The problem is that the Cuban government is limiting our work, and covering the news from abroad, is not the solution. We are getting good news now. Fortunately, we are getting good news from Havana, and maybe we will recover our resources in Havana very soon. I want to leave it. I want to believe it. Sorry. We are in permanent contact with the CPI, International Press Center in Havana, in order to overcome this crisis. The real problem in Cuba and in other countries of Latin America is the lack of freedom of local journalists, not for us. We, the foreign media outlet, can explain Latin America for the rest of the world, but Mexican journalists, for example, suffer persecution and put their lives at risk for publishing the truth of the policy, the narco-trafficking, and corruption. As a public company, EFE doesn't look for profit. It is not our target, obviously, but we look to make greater our agency. I think that EFE has not explored all its capacity. We have important advantages, big opportunities. We already have established in 5 continents some technologies allows us to be more efficient producing news in multimedia formats. We are betting on that. But our main advantage is to be the greatest media in Spanish speaking, and 500 million people have Spanish as a native language in the Hispanic world. This is a reason why reinforcing our position in America is crucial. Among our initiatives, in order to increase our revenues, we have created a new business line called EFE Comunica. It is something that you already have as Fast Story in France Press, for example. It is our, if I can say, Spanish version. We are getting on board the youngest and most innovative people in our agency. Thanks to our colleagues there, to the rest of the shareholders, EPA has initiated a very clear way for recovery. EPA has now a new management board after the difficulties in the last year. Peter knows very well the situation of EPA. In only 2 years, with the pandemic as a real threat, EPA has changed dramatically in its turnover, and now it has a real and profitable future, and the second hub in South America. Our relationships with our clients there is quite easy. We share the same language and a similar culture. The problem is the impact of the economical situation of our clients and also the lack of political stability in certain countries. We need to renew our approach to them. We need to understand their needs and their demands. We are working on that. Well, I believe that real freedom of press requires the concurrence of different media, but also the joint work in order to provide our societies of good information, verified and qualified information.